Hey everybody, I'm back. I apologize. There's nothing I can do. These brownouts are becoming pretty regular here in St. Carlos. I don't know. It was raining earlier today. I hope y'all join me because this is going to be a good live stream. If you ever get an opportunity to visit Dumaguete City, please do. I returned to Dumaguete after 2 years, and I had to be reminded why I always considered it the Magic City, man. I mean, it's really grown so much since I first came. And thank you guys for coming back. Yeah, we had a brownout here, and they're getting pretty frequent here, to be honest with you. Thank you, Beach of Life, Jeffrey Tatter. Thank you, Jeffrey, for that super chat, by the way. And thank you, John Gomez, for the super chat. Once I get this wall finished, that's my next project, is I'm going to get a generator, just for my internet, my lights, maybe a fan, because I'm going to tell you, at night, these brownouts are brutal, man. At night. See, in the daytime, you can do something about it. But in the nighttime, good luck, man. But yeah, when we stopped, we were talking about the honesty of the young lady at JRC Consultancy and how she could have easily taken my money and went ahead and filed it and let immigration in Manila turn me down, but she didn't. And people was like, oh, it wasn't a miracle because it was there all along. You just didn't know it. Well, I had been coming back and forth to immigration, you have to understand, for almost a year and a half. They never said anything. As a matter of fact, what they did tell me was the last time I was there in November, no, not November, that would have been September, let's see. That would have been October. The young lady actually gave me the number to immigration in Iloilo City where I go get my exit clearance. See, because once you're here in the Philippines for 6 months, and you leave, you have to get an exit clearance. But here's the thing. I never received my order to leave. Even though they suspended that, you still get that. And now, hindsight being 2020, I look back on it and I'm saying, that's the reason why I didn't get it, because in the system, they knew that my time wasn't up. But yeah, if I'd have went back, I'm never going back to Bacala, by the way, because if I go back, they'll find some reason to challenge my damn extension. Michael Sormikan says, serious question, why don't some streets have names and most houses don't have house numbers? Well, none of the houses here have house numbers. But remember, the Philippines has that sense of community. If you get them on your street, they're going to find you a house. That's just how it is. They usually go by phone numbers and different things like that. See, this is a different place over here. I try to tell you guys, but a lot of people don't believe me. The Philippines is different, man. This is not like any place you ever been before. Because, okay, my street that I used to live on in Margarita Village, it was called First Street only because it was the first street that you come to when you enter the subdivision. But now it's got some fancy name up there. I forgot what it was. But yeah. But it doesn't matter, man. They find you some kind of way. I remember I lived in Cebu City, and my daughter, who graduated high school last year, this year, she sent me a letter. She was only in the first grade then. And I just get a knock at my door, and the man hands me a letter. Who is it? Hold on, guys. I gotta pay something. What's that for? For the load? Oh, okay, hold on. Oh no, it's okay. You gotta pay the bill. 208? No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. 208? No, 400. Well, do you have 100? Because I've got 508. Well, we got CLDT now. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that was my internet, my load guy. Everybody, puts loads on my phone. But yeah, I won't go back to Bacala. It's some good news. You know, the Philippines had 599 cases of COVID. It's the lowest that they've had since July of 2020. Hey, Dwayne Fontaine, thank you, brother, man. I tell you what, that was such a sigh of relief, man. I'm gonna tell you, that's probably why, man, tears came to my eyes because I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, man, what? I must have really done something good, man, to get that type of news, man. I mean, that was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, man, because I was going to, I made up my mind, I was going to go to India for a little while. Mr. Vegas says, so load vendors will come to your house and add load to your phone. Well, this one does because she knows him. Actually, his sister's her best friend, but she's an OFW now. So we'll just text him. He'll load the phone, then he'll come and get it. Yeah. What's up, Jason Flint? Good to see you, man. Yeah, that was quick. Ian Musk. It did enough just to knock me off track, guys. And sometimes, I don't know why, but these brownouts, they'll do that. They'll go out for 15 minutes, man. Hey, Johnny Grand, 67, he says Sunshine Avenue. Yeah, but the next major project that because these guys have, I'm not going to do one today, but maybe tomorrow, the next day. They must have watched my video. You guys are working their tail off now all of a sudden on the security wall, because what I'm going to do, because the Philippines is, man, I'm going to tell you, it's just me saying this. It's Omicron. They're going to do it like they did that Delta. They got rid of that Delta really quick. They're going to open back up, man. And I want to have that. I'm trying to beat the clock. I'm trying to finish this guest house before the Philippines opens up. Because I'm going to be the only vlogger probably ever to do this, man. I'm trying to push the envelope. I'm trying to take it to a whole other level. Look, if people are going to support you, if they're going to follow you, subscribe, and do all that, you need to give something back, man. I'm sorry. Brad Jones said, what's an OFW? That's an overseas Filipino worker. Millions of Filipinos, I think 10% of the population, work outside the country, take care of their family. Remember, this is the Philippines. This isn't Kansas, man. It's a different place. Hey, Roger says, how's Dumaguete, brother? I'm back home now, but, man, Dumaguete's a blast, man. And I hadn't been to Dumaguete in almost 2 years. You have to go through Dumaguete. We do to get to Siquijor Island. So we were there. We were in Siquijor Island Valentine's Day weekend. I took my girlfriend here for a special romantic getaway. Really just a bunch of tune-ups. That's all it was. To Siquijor, so we came to Dumaguete, and it looks nothing like it did. That boulevard is impressive, man. I don't care what anybody says. Wait, I'm trying to look, because actually I told you guys about the Forbes magazine article about Dumaguete. It was actually written in 2014. Let me find it. And what they did was they had the top 7 places to retire in the world. I'm going to give you the top 7 places. Now, this was in 2014. Algarve, Portugal, I hope I say that right, was first. Cuenca, Ecuador, second. Georgetown, Malaysia was third. I think it's called Chiang Mai, man. Look, my pronouncing these. Thailand was fourth. Dumaguete, Philippines was fifth. Paul, France was sixth. And Medellin, Colombia was seventh. And that's what put Dumaguete on the map. Because prior to that, man, Dumaguete was just a sleepy town. When I first visited there in 2010, you could walk across the street blindfolded. And no, you wouldn't. There was no traffic or anything. It was really a romantic. It was like an enchanted place, really, for me, because that's around the time I started coming to the Philippines. We came here and we were riding right down the center of town. The restaurant that I saw had these coach lights and people sitting out eating. Man, I said, man, this is a nice place. Nothing like it is today, guys. If you get a chance to visit Dumaguete, man, please do it. Let me give you some. I'm going to tell you why Dumaguete is so. It's a different place. It's a magic city, is what I call it. Now, I created my expat alley. Dumaguete, of all them cities, Metro Manila, Angeles City, Cebu City, Dumaguete, Davao, Bacolod, General Santos, and Iloilo City. That's just my expat alley. Dumaguete is by far the smallest of these cities, but it packs a big punch, man. Dumaguete, I would say, of all them cities, is probably the third most famous city in the Philippines. Believe it or not, it only has 134,000 people. But don't let that number fool you, because during the daylight hours, it averages about 400,000 people. Like when you saw me there, it was like 400,000 people there. And that's why the traffic's so bad. That's why it seems so congested, because Dumaguete is only 13 square miles. And you got 400,000 people moving in and out there on a daily basis. But I'm going to tell you some reasons why you need to go to Dumaguete, man. First of all, the location, man, you can't beat it. Dumaguete sits right on the ocean. It's a coastal city. It sits right there on the ocean. You saw that boulevard, man. I mean, they put a lot of money into that. It's like you could come to Dumaguete just to see that boulevard, but they've got this lighthouse, man. It's been there, I want to say, since the Spanish days. Let me check this out, guys. Let me see what this. I don't want to give you any bad information. Let me check this lighthouse. So I supposed to did that before, but you want to see that too. And it sits right by the church. Let's see. It's well, hell, this is talking about a church. I looked that up, guys, before this stream is over with. But you got that. You've got. Also, you got Apple Island. That's APO Island. And this is just a spectacular place. It sits right off the coast of Dumaguete. And that's where divers go. You can go snorkel. You can go island hopping there. The location is just unbelievable. You're only, an hour and a half from Panglao Bahal on the ocean jet, which is just an unbelievable place, Alona Beach. You're 35 minutes from Siquijor Island, and you would think Siquijor Island is the third smallest island in the Philippines, and you would think it would be overrun by tourism, but it's not, because the locals won't go there. Very few locals will go to Siquijor because of its reputation as being this, witches and warlocks and shamans there. I mean, Filipinos are really deep into that superstition, and they won't go. But if you come to Dumaguete, you better go to Siquijor Island. I mean, it's a beautiful place, man. So the location it's right there, guys. But I'm gonna tell you something else, and I wanted to talk about. It's just a small place, but I'm gonna tell you why a lot of people go there, because as small as it is, the nightlife. If you like nightlife, Dumaguete's got a lot of nightlife. See, if you compare San Carlos City to to Dumaguete, they have the same amount of people. Actually, San Carlos City has about 1,000 more people, the population. But the cities are like night and day. Dumaguete's the biggest city in Negros Oriental. Okay, but it's built up for tourists. You're talking about a nightlife. You saw what it was on the strip. That's what I call it. The boulevards, like the strip there. There's a little small place for real. But man, it lights up at night, and then along those streets that lead into the boulevard, there's plenty of bars and restaurants, and that's a reason to go to Dumaguete. And then it's got, because I wrote this stuff down, beaches, of course, like I told you, restaurants, high-speed internet, the healthcare there. They got that doctor's hospital, one of the best hospitals in Central Visayas. It's right in Dumaguete. Then they just built this new medical center. It looks to me like an urgent care center or something. Right as soon as you enter Dumaguete, it's called Negros Oriental Health Clinic or something. It's brand spanking new. It's a big place. Education, Silliman University is here. One of the oldest universities in all the Philippines. It has a great reputation. But yeah, man, Dumaguete's like a magic place. He said, what's going on with the Musketeers? Well, it's a lot of Musketeers there, guys. Let's face it. And we won't get much into that. But yeah, they're there, and they saw me, and, they're not going to acknowledge me. Those guys knew who I was, but they're not going to acknowledge me. And that's okay. I don't drink, but if I did, I would have went into that Why Night just to say I went in there, because that's it's really a famous place in Dumaguete. If you come there and you drink and you like to party and stuff like that, I would go in there. Because it's famous, man. It was famous in 2010 when I was there. It's just gotten more famous. One guy gave me some history on it. He said it used to be located in Angeles City, Subic. But when the bases and stuff closed down, he moved it to Dumaguete, which he was very smart to do that. Hayes Gray and Underway, thanks. He says, happy for your extension. Really felt your emotion when your home was finished. We really enjoy you sharing. Thank you so much, man. And I tell you what, I'm still shocked. And the thing about the Philippines is expect the unexpected. I didn't breathe a sigh of relief until they handed me my passport with my extension stamped on there, because I'm thinking, anything could have happened. I come back And they say, "Oh no, we made a mistake." So yeah, um, I wasn't completely convinced until I got that back. But I'll give a shout out to JRC Consultancy, man. They did just a phenomenal job, really. New expert rankings has Kuala Lumpur at number 1. Yeah. But yeah, Dumaguete still, they wouldn't have put that on there for a reason. Dumaguete's a great place, man. It has everything that you're going to need to make a smooth transition into the Philippines. And it's such a small place, but it packs a big punch. And, you know, it's got that big mall, that big Robinson Mall. I'm pretty sure they got another mall there that I just haven't. There's Booby that I haven't seen, but that Robinson Mall is huge. They did a lot of, they did a lot of renovation on that, man. And it's a lot of eye candy in that place, man, in most malls. Roger said, me too. I haven't been in Dumaguete. I like the boulevard, though. You've never been to Dumaguete? And see, he's from the Philippines. You need to get down here and bring your wife, man. Mike Whitcomb, that's a great choice, man. There's not a whole lot of negative that you can say about Dumaguete. It's always been one of my favorite places. Even before I found out about the Forbes magazine article, because I had no idea. I just knew that one day I went there, it was a sleepy little town, and then the next day I went there, it was like booming. It's like, what happened? You know. But yeah, Mike, it's a great choice. Because I'm gonna tell you something about Dumaguete. This happens to me every time, 100% of the time. I don't care how you enter Dumaguete, if you're flying, if you're on the bus, if you're on the ferry, when you get to Dumaguete, you just get that vacation feel. It's got that look to it. It's like, man, I'm on vacation. And I don't care how many times I've been there, I get that feeling every single time. It's like a welcoming feeling. And I know John says, well, you know, they don't treat you like a rock star in Dumaguete. Well, maybe they didn't treat him like a rock star. They rolled out the red carpet for me, man. I mean, I don't think you can go anywhere in the Philippines except for Baziland or Holo Salu or one of them places, and they don't roll out the red carpet for you. What's that?
Taxes.
Taxes?
Tax for the house.
For the house? Let's see. Oh, who gave that to us? Okay. So when do we have to pay it, I wonder?
Anytime, and the due date, it's January.
The due date?
Yeah.
Okay. So market value, let's see. Just got our taxes, guys. Okay, area, market value, assessed value. I'm gonna have to let her read this. I don't know if we owe 96,000 pesos or not. But we got, this is a notice of assessment. This isn't the bill. Okay, that's something. This is just a notice of assessment. This isn't a tax bill. They didn't say it was a tax bill, did they?
He said tax.
Yeah, this is just the assessed value. But we'll leave that right there for her because that's her. Put that in there. I don't want to get it wet. Brad Jones says, do you not like Bacolod, man? No, I like Bacolod. But it's not Dumaguete. You know, but Dumaguete's got that location. You know, it's right there on the ocean. Bacolod has more people. It's more congested. It's more crowded. But because I grew up in a city, I love the city, any city. But yeah, it's not Dumaguete. Dumaguete's a whole lot more welcoming. But yeah. Dumaguete was ranked 5th. They call it the city of gentle people. And you know that here's the good thing, some good news. That survey was based on the standard of living and access to care, if you need it. That was two of the big things that that survey was based on. So even though you're in the Philippines, Dumaguete, their standard of living, it's safe too, man. The police force, you saw me walking around. Nobody's going to bother you. Thank you, Roger. Yeah, nobody's going to bother you. Hey, Sperling Edwards, what's going on? Yeah, they shut it down, but just in my humble opinion, I don't believe that variant's going to keep this. I think they've learned enough about how to handle this stuff because the WHO, the World Health Organization, already come out and made a statement and said there's no need for travel bans. It's not going to stop it. As a matter of fact, it's going to create more trouble because now, when you put these travel bans, countries it discourages them from sharing information among each other. What's going on, Mike? He said, how you doing, brother? Good to see you this evening. Thank you, man. Good evening. Where you from? Brad says, what about Iloilo? Oh, Iloilo is right up there with Dumaguete. But I was just talking about Dumaguete today because I had to be reminded, so I hadn't been there in 2 years, how nice it was in Dumaguete and why I really loved it. People always call the Philippines a third world country, man. It's not a third world country. Yeah, we always want to put these labels. Does they have third world poverty? Yeah, but it's third world poverty everywhere. If the Philippines is a third world country, it's a first class third world country. Some of the stuff you see in here, man, you just don't see in third world countries. It had the 27th largest economy in the world before the pandemic. And, but if you saw that, you go to a third world country, a true third world country, guys, it doesn't offer you what the Philippines offers you. Yeah, if you want to put it in that category and all of that, them categories and boxes and all that stuff, then you're going to cheat yourself, man, because when you come to the Philippines, your head's going to explode because that's what happened to me. All I really knew about the Philippines was it's supposed to be this poor country. But hell, when I got over here, man, I saw all kind of stuff, man. These big, gigantic malls, these beautiful beaches, all the eye candy, man. I mean, it's a lot going on here, man. That you have to be. I was talking to a guy yesterday. His name was Arvel Hedrick. He's up in Luzon. And he said something that I had always thought anyhow. He said, Calvin, he said, the longer I'm here, he said, the more I appreciate the Philippines. And he was right on the money. You have to be here a long time to appreciate this place, to really be able to see through a lot of the smoke and mirrors, man, that the press puts out there on you. And I don't care how many times you've been here for 2 or 3 weeks. That's not enough. I don't care if you've been here 20 times and you've been here for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. That's not enough, man. You're not going to get it. I was on the bus coming from Dumaguete yesterday, and it just hit me, man. After almost 12 years, I'm just now really starting to get this place, man. It's not like anywhere you've ever been before, believe it or not. I mean, the only rule here really is that there are no rules. The rules that apply in your country, you can throw them away, man. I promise you when you get over here, because nothing makes sense over here. When you look around you, you're like, these people aren't supposed to be making it. They're not supposed to be happy. It just doesn't make sense coming from a materialistic point of view that we grew up with. You're like, nothing makes sense to me over here. So I adopted 2 rules, and these are only 2 rules I follow. Is I obey the law, and I don't violate the rights of my fellow man. Isaiah Allen said, what would be your choice between Dumaguete or Cebu to live? Also, is Dumaguete, Cebu better to visit first and which is better to go as a joke. I'm going to have to say Cebu, man. You know, Cebu is a world-class city by anybody's definition. You know, coming from the West, if it's your first time, you want to go to Cebu first anyhow. I mean, it's just so much more. Everything that Dumaguete offers, Cebu offers the same thing and much more. And Cebu's location. See, you got to understand, Cebu City is on Cebu Island. You don't have to leave Cebu Island. You don't have to catch a ferry anywhere, this and that. A small ferry, because Comody's Island, Bantayan Island, Malapascua are right off the coast of Cebu, but they're considered Cebu Island. You can go there and never go anywhere else because all the just unbelievable places to go. And Cebu is like the hub of the Central Visayas. So you got people coming from all over to Cebu, you know, to work, to visit, to vacation. Yeah, Cebu by far. Only thing is the traffic. It's really gotten bad. But yeah, Cebu is, man, my favorite place of all. I couldn't live in Cebu City. I lived there for 2 years. And then, you know, the women, man, it's just, you know, they call them Cebuanas. I'm sorry. You won't find more beautiful women, man, anywhere in the Philippines. There's beautiful women all over this place. William Fouché says, Philippines sounds like paradise to me. Tropical weather, world-class scuba diving, spear fishing, offshore fishing, mountains, beaches, low-cost living, and the infrastructure. Yeah, it's a lot here, man, for people. If you're going to come over here, it's not for everybody because you got to change your thinking when you come over here, man. And a lot of people don't want to do that. We're set in our ways. And a lot of people who don't like it over here, they stay stuck in their, you can't be stagnant in the Philippines and enjoy it. That's why I travel around. It's so diverse, man. If you stay stagnant the same place, it's going to get to you eventually, and you're not going to like it. But as different, as diverse as the Philippines is, it's still the same, man. It has that order running through it, that thick culture, man. But yeah, this is one of my favorite places in all the planet, man. I've been to Rio de Janeiro. I loved it there. I've been to Cartagena, Colombia. I loved it there. I've been to Italy. I've been to, you know, Marseille, France. Is that what's called? You know, when I was in the Navy, man, I went just about everywhere in Europe. But yeah, I'm going to tell you something, man. This place just has so many favorable conditions for somebody like me. See, I'm an adventurer. And this place, you know, as much as I've seen, there's just so much more to see. You'll never get tired of this place. Hey, Dana Mills, said, Calvin, regain connection finally. How are you, brother? I'm doing good, man. And I'll have that panel. I'm going to send you the link Tuesday, guys. John Gomez, Efren Reyes is my hero, the best billiards player in the world, in my opinion. He is Filipino. Are there billiard halls in the Philippines? Absolutely. Everywhere you go, John, you're going to see Filipinos playing pool. I mean, you can, it's a pool table is about as common here as a sorry store, as karaoke, and they can play, man. Don't get psyched into this. Let's see, gambling, because they, you know, you're going to lose some money. They're very good players, believe it or not. Yeah, billiards is huge here, and yeah, he's a trick shot artist. He's unbelievable. Yeah, you're gonna get left behind, and yeah, you can't be stagnant anywhere, especially here. You're gonna lose out. You know, I built this house to have a base, but man, you know, now that this thing is opening up, see, once I get this wall, I'm gonna take a little break from building stuff, and I'm gonna go someplace and see. If my girlfriend would have went with me in Dumaguete, we would have went on to Bahal, and I would have showed y'all to Bahal, because I'm gonna do a series, Philippines, a working man's paradise, and I'm gonna take you different places, and I'm gonna show you how affordable it is, and you can live like a king off very little, man. I'm nowhere near rich, and a lot of you guys missed the point on that video, and I want to thank y'all. It's got a lot of views. Most of y'all got it, but a lot of y'all didn't. $3,800 means you're rich. It doesn't mean that you can't live off that in America, but you're certainly not rich in America. Over here, you're rich on $3,800 a month, man. I mean, imagine being rich at that. But I'm going to take you around everywhere that I can and show you how affordable it is. I'm going to talk to locals, get the housing situations. You know, Philippines is a working man's paradise. This is the only place left for us. One of the few places. It's some more, but one of the few places. They phased us out, regular Joes like us. It's too expensive. America has become the rich man's playground. AC King said, Dumaguete sounds like a great place to visit, but how is it for an expat retired to live in? Cost of living and housing reasonable. Absolutely. It's the magic city of the Philippines. It's a small place, AC King, but it has everything that these big cities have. That's what amazes me about Dumaguete. I was shocked when I found out that it had the same population as San Carlos City. Now, remember, in the daytime, the population in Dumaguete averages around 400,000 people, but the population is only 134,000. But yeah, the hotel I was staying in, remember I told you on that video, it had free Wi-Fi, cable, air conditioned, hot and cold, right across the street from Robinson Mall, $18 a night. It's called the Tip Top Inn. And I put the link to the Tip Top Inn. Roger Blue says it's called being a thousandaire. Now you're a millionaire over here, dude. Because 1 million pesos, they consider you a millionaire. That's $20,000. So you're earning about $50,000. Well, not quite, about $46,000 That's about $2 million. So yeah, you're a millionaire. All right, so Calvin, when you talk about Bahal, mention Pang Lao and Chocolate Hills. Yeah, those are the tourist places. Pang Lao I always talk about because that's where Alona Beach is. Chocolate Hills, that's stuff that you're going to want to see. But that's like a tourist, I'm trying to, you're not going to hang around Chocolate Hills all day long. I've been there. I'm just trying to give you like a real life inside view of when you go to these places. But yeah, Pang Lao is one of my favorite places to go to, as a matter of fact. Hard man alive says, I don't need a lot, but I need a toilet, Calvin. Yeah, you get a toilet here. That's a fact. A bucket ain't gonna cut it. But you're gonna get these little basins in a lot of these places if you go to like the beach and the CR that you go and take a shower and it has a bathroom attached to it. A lot of them have these little basins. They don't have a flusher on it. You got to use the bucket to flush it. But you can get a regular toilet here. It's like you said, yeah, but sometimes you have to pour your own water in it, like you said, because the water pressure a lot of times is not that it's not that you don't get that hard water pressure that you do in America. So what a lot of people do here, and the next time I'm outside, when I do my video on my wall, probably tomorrow, I'll show you these houses around here, because I'm gonna get one. They have this water tank on top, and it fills up at night, and gravity makes the gives you that flow that you need. But actually, this is a good thing to learn, John, believe it or not, because in America, we're not using the toilet properly. Our toilets aren't designed properly for the gravity and everything, to get all the poop out. They say that your knees are actually supposed to be a little bit higher, and that's why I see the Filipinos, they will squat on the top of that basin, and it all comes out. Philip Rogers says, I'm not a believer in the chamber pot. Me either. John's girlfriend's got that. No, I'm sorry. Jose Valanova, good to see you, man. Glad you're back. He said, hello, Calvin. Thanks for the live stream. I need these crypto coins to hit to escape the rat race. Tell me what's going on, man. A lot of people were complaining on Facebook the other day. Was it another crash or something? I don't know. Ray Estrada said, Calvin, congrats on your new home and visa. God bless those who bless others. Keep doing the good deeds and providing sunshine, man. Thank you, Ray. I tell you what, that was probably the biggest shock I've had, in years, man. I knew I was a goner. I threw up a Hail Mary, man. This motion, because when I got in there, she was saying, well, why do you want the motion for reconsideration? Are you then going to file for the SRRV? And I said, well, I don't qualify because I don't have a pension. She said, well, we're going to have to put something down as your reason, because the motion of reconsideration gives you 3 or 4 months to map out your next move. So I was done, really. And she came back and man, she said, Mr. Roach, you don't qualify for the motion of reconsideration, man. And I'm going to tell you, my heart like it came out of my butt. And I said, why? Because I'm getting ready to get mad now, She said, because you still got a year on your visa. I was like, huh? And she started explaining it to me. She said, yeah, you came in on a ballot buying visa. That first year is free, guys. So if you come in here on a ballot buying visa, and I'm shocked and I'm kind of mad because one of my subscribers said, you tell me that a lot of your viewers there, some of them came in on ballot buying visas. They knew that. They didn't tell you. I said, no, nobody told me. I knew that there was no visa fees for a year. But I didn't know that didn't count against my 36 months. So see, this is the kind of information that I share with you guys like that. My boots on the ground experience, I found it out. So if you come over here with your Filipino wife or your Filipino mother or somebody like that, brother, who's a ballot buying, and you qualify for that visa, that first year is free. It doesn't even, it's like you don't even, you're not even here on a tourist visa. And I didn't know that, man. I would tell you, man, I was shocked. It blew my socks off. Gregory Williams says, hey, Cal, you know anything about Cagayan de Oro? Yeah, I dated a woman there. She's in the States now, married in California. I like it there. And I'm going to tell you why. It's northern Mindanao. When you hear Mindanao, man, don't panic, guys, okay? Mindanao is a vast place. The only place I told you is that South Sulu Sea is where you don't want to deal with. But other than Mindanao, like, Marawi, which Cagayan de Oro is not far from Marawi, but you don't have any problems in Cagayan de Oro. It's a nice place. You can go, I think it's Bukidnon, where you go up and see all those. We went there. We took a tour of all these pineapple plantations. I mean, pineapples as far as your eye can see. And these were really plantations where the houses, of the employees, remember the old mining towns? That's what these places are now. The employees, they live there. The supervisors live there. And then another one The reason I like Cagayan de Oro is it's close to Cagayan Island. See, what you do when you come to Cagayan de Oro, you catch a bus. It's about 2.5 hours, and then you catch a ferry for about 45 minutes to Cagayan Island. It's one of the smallest islands in the Philippines. Unbelievable place, man. You got to go to. So, yeah, I know a lot about Cagayan de Oro. I stayed there a long time, man. And it was the first time I ever met a Filipino family that actually had more money than me. They really had money because her grandmother, she was actually there when I was there. And we got tight. Had been living in San Francisco for 30 years. And it was, you're talking about, yeah, I loved it there. Oh, okay. California 102 said, me, here's Mindanao. This is my stop. Yeah. Don't be afraid of this. Is this Lynn San Diego 102? California 102. William Fouché says, we only got 38 more variants before the world opens up again. But the WHO says, don't shut the world down. William Fouché says, what's the NTZ is the no troll zone. Cal Deadman came up with that. And it's a great name. We kept it. It's the no troll zone. We don't deal with trolls here. That's what my moderators are for. But yeah, Cagayan de Oro. But let's get back to Dumaguete. Why I like Dumaguete. See, John said when he went there, he said, there's so many foreigners there, they don't give you the rock star treatment, but really they do. Actually, by them seeing foreigners as much as they do, they're more at ease with you. I mean, because you see a lot of foreigners. I mean, you basically on that boulevard when I go there early in the morning, you're stumbling over foreigners. And you go along that little stretch of bars and stuff. There's nothing but really but foreigners there. There's not many Filipinos except for the girls. And then, that the Why Not's really a famous place. And, if you drink and you party and, a lot of the night, the hookers and stuff, they hang around there. And if not, they're right in front of the Why Not. So, see that boulevard, it's a lot to that boulevard. You got the strip of clubs and restaurants. And then when you cross the street, there's like a park that runs that whole, I call it a park, but it's really like, grass and trees and benches to sit down. So it's like a park that runs that whole stretch. And then you got the boulevard. A whole lot is going on in that park area, man. It's a lot going on down there. And imagine there's a Starbucks on that strip. That's where I was. And, for Dumaguete to be that small of a place and to have a Starbucks, man, it's saying something about Dumaguete. I mean, it's kind of that, the way that they fixed that boulevard up. And I'm not going over the top when I say this. It's kind of chic down there now, man, when you on that boulevard and you at Starbucks and you outside drinking I had a vanilla latte. I'm sorry, man. I had to get that. It's been I haven't had one in almost 2 years when I went to Dumaguete. And man, I tell you, I was on cloud nine. The sun was out, all the beautiful people walking back and forth, man. It just reminded me why I love Dumaguete so much, man. It's just a small city, man, but I tell you, it packs a punch. Charles Akana says, I would definitely get my own water heater and water pump for water pressure. I have to have my hot sauna showers. I'll pay the price. Well, it really doesn't cost that much, Charles. I've got the hookup in my bathroom. See, Rock Engineering, man, he did such a great job, man. He put that in there, even though I told him I didn't want it. I don't need hot water. See, it's so hot over here, man. Hot shower don't do you no good. Hey, Bill, thanks for that super chat. He said, Merry Christmas, sunshine. Thanks for your content, man. Thank you, Bill. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the support you guys give me, man. I'm not into crypto, but I'm going to have a panel of crypto specialists, Jason Flint, a couple more y'all on here. not next week, but the week after. And because a lot of people ask me about that. But yeah, Dumaguete, man, I'm gonna tell you. And see, people always say, "Well, the Philippines, they don't have good food." Well, you go on that strip, man. Because that strip goes on further down. That ocean runs a long way. That coast. There's a place called Lantau. I'm gonna write it down because this is how it's spelled. It's one of the. If you want to try Filipino food and have it cooked right, if you're gonna try it for the first time, you go here, Lantau. Don't go anywhere else. And then you tell me that the Philippines doesn't have good food. Okay. Hey, it's Kandari TV. Thanks for that super chat. I want to tell you that John Wells wants that app. He was over my house last night. John's not on here because he's in college getting his renewal. See, John's visa runs out in April. See, he didn't even know it. The people in Bacala didn't know it. John thought his visa ran out in February. He says, thanks for the super chat, Vic. He says, I don't know how someone gets butthurt about $3,800 unless that is what they are making in the U.S. I have so many neighbors with nice houses here, only making 25,000 pesos monthly from the call center. You would think they are rich. And see, that's the point I always try to get over to people, Vic. Don't bring your Western thinking over here. We're not talking about $3,800 a month in America. When you're in America, you're in America. When you're in the Philippines, you're in the Philippines. This is not America. This is the Philippines. $3,800 a month. You're rich over here. You live a fabulous lifestyle. Anything you want, you can have over here, as long as you don't go crazy. Okay? Heather Feather, one of my female subscribers and supporters, she said, when I said you can have the woman of your dreams over here, she said, Calvin, for 191,000 pesos a month, you can have two women of your dreams over here. And she's right. And that's just the bottom line, guys. I think a lot of y'all missed that. And it doesn't mean you have to have 3,800. That wasn't a budget video. 3,800 is a reference point. It says, okay, if 3,800 makes you rich, then what does 2,500 make you? What does 2,000 make you? It makes you well off over here. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, the best restaurant in Dumaguete to me is Lantau because it's native Filipino food and it's delicious. It's as good as the Mawani here. I mean, everything's there. You can get the seafood there. You can get the lechon right there. They got it all. But Lantau, it's Lantaw. They've got one in Cebu, but the one in Dumaguete is the best one that I've ever used. Hey, Cliff, good to see you. You and Rue, hope everything's going good. They got to have those chitlins. Yeah, that's mandatory. But, you know, they call it something else here. But our chitlins here, yeah, but they call it something else. Hello there, Anders Streifeld. He says, I will go to the Philippines for 6 months, limited budget, 800 US a month. Is that realistic? I'm not a party man. Yeah, you're only going to be here for 6 months. If you're going to be by yourself, but it's going to be tight because you're not going to be by yourself. You know, that's being realistic, okay? You're not going to be here by yourself, guys. I know you try as you might, but $800, yeah, if you in a place like St. Carlos City, if you're only going to be here 6 months, I would bring some savings with me. And don't let what anybody says stop you from at least coming here. If you came here and you had, you know, if you're gonna be here for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you only had 800 to spend after your hotel and your airfare, come on, man. This is the Philippines. Remember, there's no rules here. You know, the only rule is there are no rules here. The rules that apply in your country, they don't apply here. Nothing makes sense here. And I'm just going to tell you that. You're going to say, how does 3,800 make you rich over there? Well, it don't make sense, but it doesn't have to. It's never going to make sense, and it doesn't have to make sense because you're in the Philippines. Thanks, Michael Onstead, for the super chat. Now, he's our own board insurance agent. If anybody wants, I'm going to put his, let me put it up here so you know how to spell his name. If anybody's interested in healthcare over here in the Philippines, he's an expert on insurance. The insurance that works over here, by the way, guys. It may sound like an endorsement, but it's not. He doesn't pay me. A lot of people ask me, because I'm an insurance agent. I'm retired, though. He's got 32 years in the business. Is your channel, your Facebook page is called Healthcare in the Philippines on Facebook? Because a guy asked me yesterday, he said, what do you think is the best healthcare? And it depends on your health, remember. They've got actuaries and they've got underwriting that's going to determine what your price is. But great health is, it gives you a good premium. But yeah, he says, can't wait to get to Dumaguete for the diving. Lots of clients and friends there too. Yeah. Dumaguete, like I said, Apo Island, APO Island. It's one of the famous places in the Philippines and in the world, really, for diving. And you can go scuba diving there too. When we went, we just went like a island hopping because, when you get to the water like that and you see the depth, you can see so far down in the water. It scares me, man. It's got like a creepy feel to it. And I've seen that in Comody's Island too, man. And you just got to see it for your own eyes, guys, to know what I'm talking about. But the depth of the water is just so deep and you can see so far down there. It looks like at any time some big ass jaws or something or some sea monster is gonna come out of there and grab you, man. It's creepy, man. I was standing right on some steps in Comody's Island, and the water's just it's like hypnotizing. And then here comes some guy, some local pulling up in his boat. It was a surreal sight, man. It was just so spooky looking. I would never jump in that water. Unreal said, you think 65,000 pesos a month is good enough for a Westerner for long-term living? Absolutely, man. And that would be $1,300 US a month. Why couldn't you live over here unless you got some kind of vices that are holding you back? Because $1,300 wouldn't be nothing if you're bar hopping in Dumaguete on that strip every night, and it's enticing and easy for you to do. Go back and look at my video, 7 Habits of Highly Successful Expats. And you'll see that, one of them is, just have one good woman here, man. But it's just, I can easily say that, but it's just so enticing, man, when you're right there on that boulevard. But otherwise, yeah, $1,300 is a lot of money over here under any circumstance. If $3,800 makes you rich, then $1,300 is a third of that. Yeah, you can make it here. Cliff and Rue, thanks for the super chat. Said, any plans to do a house utility budget? Interested in how things vary every era. I did several of them. I have to do a new one now that I moved in my house, Cliff. That's a great idea. And what I'll do is I'll wait. So Howard, did you give your mother that? Hun, I want her to explain that to me. Is that how much we owe or what is that? But I'm going to wait till I get my first water bill and my first electric bill over here. Then I'll do it. But it's cheap here. The only thing that's really expensive in San Carlos versus everywhere else is the gasoline. And I didn't know that until my girlfriend told me. But I was in Dumaguete, man. My God, the gas there is expensive. It was like $6. Well, I want to say, I'm almost sure I seen a 70. What's that saying? Is that what we owe? No. Oh, okay. That's not what we. Oh, I thought it was. That's why I wanted her to explain it, not me. But yeah, good idea, Cliff. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna wait till I get some bills in here first. I'm interested to see what this air conditioning unit is going to run every month because we keep it on just about 24 hours for Booby. Quintessential One says, I'm coming, Cal. Come on, man. I'm going to have, I guarantee you, man, I'm racing the clock right now because I want to have this guest house done. What's it say? Oh, okay. Wait until I get done. I can't read that right now. He said chitlins is a pork intestines. I want to have this guest house done, but I don't know if I'm going to build it here or build it, buy a smaller plot of land and build it on that. Either way, I'm going to get it done by the time this place opens. I'm racing the clock right now. Roger Blue said, you miss U.S. doing holidays. I do, but not the way you probably think. The United States, because that's my culture. I grew up Christmas, Thanksgiving. I miss that food, man. Yeah, I miss it. There's a feeling that comes over you, especially for Christmas, and it's cold outside, and it's just, I don't know. It's just, you know how it is. You know how that is. And I always ask myself, especially when I was little, why couldn't this feeling be every day? The camaraderie, you see people you haven't seen in a long time. But I don't miss that enough to come home, man, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've just found a new, what they call it, universe over here, man. This is where I'm supposed to be. I'm convinced of that. It's Kandari TV. Thanks for the super chase and Metaverse Bitcoin. Something to check out. Axie Infinity, AXS. You can go to Coin Market Cap. Check out a list of all cryptocurrency. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Vic. If you want to get on the panel, let me know. Because a lot of people are interested in this Bitcoin. And I want to make sure that, I'm not going to skip that over because y'all asked for it. I give it to you. Jose, this is true. He said the only rule is don't run out of money. You're right about that. But I don't see you run out of money unless you're gonna be stupid, man. But it's easy. I'm gonna tell you, man. When you come over here and you see some of the eye candy over here, it makes you stupid. Because one guy told me the other day, the last live stream I had, not Tuesday, the one before that. He said, Calvin, you would think that these guys are so successful in all other aspects of their life, you would think that they would use some common sense when they come over there. Look, guys, you lose all that common sense over here when you got a 22-year-old waiting for you at the airport. Okay? That's all I'll say about that. Hey, GS. Good morning. GS. Peaceful 100 times. He said, that place is amazing. I've been there twice. The market, the food, the people are so gentle. Yeah, they call it the city of gentle people. It's a lot to see here, man, in Dumaguete. The location itself, right across from Siquijor Island, man. Look, if you come to Dumaguete and you don't go to Siquijor Island, shame on you. And you don't go to Bohol, shame on you. If you're here for 2 weeks, hell, it'd be the all you'd have to do is I'd go to Dumaguete first. I'd get me an Airbnb. And one of the best Airbnbs is called Heidi's Place. Let me put that in there. This is an endorsement, haters who try to get me reported for stuff like this. I'm not endorsing this. I'm telling you my boots on the ground experience. Heidi's Cabin is one of the best Airbnbs I've ever been to. All the places I've been. It's $23. It's super, super clean. She built the house next to hers. She built a 2-story house. She rents the top and rents the bottom. Brand new everything, hot and cold water. air con to run you out of there. Cable, real pillows and beds. And that's something that you're going to miss when you come over here. If this old foam stuff I'm sleeping on, ain't going to get it. Real towels, fluffy towels, and then they'll serve you breakfast if you want. Yeah, John Gomez, thanks for the super chase. Said, don't let them take your mojo away. Stay in your paradise, brother. Yeah. When they told me that I had another year, man, I don't know. It was like an act of providence or something. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. My girlfriend was so happy. Imagine, we was trying to figure out, what our next move was. Philip Rogers said 3,800 in the Philippines, I would be a drunken guy. Yeah, that's a lot of money, man. I'm telling you this now. Hey, Philippines, my paradise. That's my buddy Ned. Check out his channel, guys, and his channel doesn't compete with man. Philippines, my paradise has his channel's on another level than mine. He gives you a lot of good information. I think Ned does have a drone. Yeah. Peaceful 100 times. She said, we got to big up Dumaguete. It's already on the map. Yeah, but it didn't used to be. If not for that Forbes magazine article, I don't think it would have reached the height that it's reached today. It's a magic city in the Philippines right now. And I call it Magic City because it's so small compared to these other cities in Expat Alley, but it offers the same things that they do and a lot more. It was just a sleepy town when I came there in 2010. You could walk across the street on the main street. It was nothing, but that boulevard was always all that. Even when it was just that little cobblestone brick all the way to the end before it got fancy. But Dumaguete's really, really a nice place. Frank Tate said, come on, people, it don't cost a thing to click the like button. Help Calvin by clicking the like button. Yeah, thank you, Frank. It's free, guys. You'll be surprised that, Frank, it's even free to subscribe. I'd like to hit 25,000 by the end of the year. I think I deserve that, man. It's not that much. I got 23, almost 23.6 right now. Because I think I give just as good of content and information. My channel is just as good as all the rest of them that got 30, 40, 50, 100,000. 25,000 to me would be a great Christmas gift, man. It's free, guys. And that'll help me. It'll help my vlogs get out to more people. You got to exercise some self-control in the Philippines because of that 1-2 combination right there. Because it's crazy, man. And you'll see. Hey, Buck, thanks for that super chat. He said, if I send $1, I can't message you. Wow. That's not me, Buck. That's YouTube. Oh, yeah. Buck sent Buck, where'd you get all this money from? You selling, you bootlegging again down there? Thank you, brother, for that super sticker. He said, Cal, what's the best bar to meet other expats and get the lay of the land when you arrive? If you go to Dumaguete, you got to go to the Y Night. That's where all the foreigners are going to be. All of them. German, Swiss, American, ladies in there, It's a world, it's famous all over Central Visayas. That's in Dumaguete. John Gomez says, are there any EVs in the streets over there? What's that mean? John, I'm not a techie, man. I'm not a techie, guys. Hey, Virgilio G from the DR. What's up, brother? Yeah, I was talking. John Gomez. Are you in the DR right now, John? Devon Florence, what's up, brother Cal? You can have all my chitlins when I come. I don't eat them, but my wife does. They're called Chicharron Bulaklak. Yeah. But they're like, what are they? What they do is here that with that Bulaklak Devon, I know here at M&B, they deep fry them, man. They're delicious, man. I don't care. I know they're not good for me. That's why I don't eat them a lot. I probably eat it once a month, but for 40 pesos, man, it's delicious. What it is they call it chicharron, which is like skins, and that's what it tastes like. But it's really chitlins, and they deep fry the chitlins. Jason Cal wins first dating game show. I got to get some contestants. I got plenty of men, but y'all still got to send me your emails so that I can get you in line. And then I need some females I'm trying to get. I asked Esmeralda if she had any friends. Seth Travel Vlogs, if you watching. Jean, if you're watching. If y'all got any single friends that want to meet some nice guys, because see, it's not like I'm hooking them up. It's like you're going to have a choice of 3 people. Then that way, if you choose wrong, it's on you. Parker Comedy said, "What's up, cousin? What's up, brother?" He said, "Calvin, did I hear you correct? Now you looking into crypto? Thanks for that super chat clip." No, I said I'm going to do a crypto show because there's a lot of people on here that like crypto. I know Jason Flint's big on it. And, I just said, I'm going to give y'all what they want. And they want that. And that way they can go back and forth. We're not going to argue about it. I'm too old, in my opinion. You can't teach this old dog that new trick. Yusuf says, "Calvin, did you happen to meet any new vloggers while in Dumaguete?" I didn't, but there's a lot there. I mostly just went. I was only there 2 days. I went to the mall and went to the, I thought I'd see some on the boulevard, but I didn't. And I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, there's a lot. It's one of the, outside of Manila, I would say, it's just as many vloggers in Dumaguete as it is in Cebu. But here's that place, Heidi's Cabin, guys. I don't think she's not going to open again to the new year. Because, she's letting things air out, man. One of the most nicest women you have people, period, you ever going to meet. Really, she's really, really nice. You're going to love that place. He said, "What's the difference between a Filipino and a Filipina?" That's a good question. And that's one that a lot of historians over here, they're saying they want to take that Filipina out because a Filipina is a Filipino. But I guess it's just a lady, a female Filipino is all a Filipina is. But they're trying to get it. It'll never happen. But they're trying to get that Filipino removed and saying, "Hey, we're just all one. We're all Filipinos." It's just gender, like you said. James K says, "Hey, Cal, this new variant that everyone's overreacting to and with the new restrictions, what are your feelings on when the Philippines will reopen foreign tourists?" I'm going to say this, James. I think they're going to handle this Omicron. It sounds like a damn sexually transmitted disease or something. Omicron. They're going to handle it like they did that Delta. The WHO has already said travel bans ain't going to solve nothing. Matter of fact, it's going to create more problems than it's solving because countries aren't going to want to share information. because they're not going to want to be on the ban list and all that. But I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to say the Philippines is still going to open up in the first quarter of 2020. They were there. They're supposed to be open now to this variant. I think the way that they handled that Delta, they're going to handle this Omicron. Hey, thanks, RC and Jax, for that super chat. He said, much love, Cal. Thanks for all you do. I'll be in Manila next week, quarantined for first 3 days in a hotel since I'm fully vaxxed, but glad to be there during the holidays. Happy holidays. Thank you, man. I hope somehow, some way I can make it up that way because I've got a lot of friends up there now. I know we're going, once this damn wall gets finished, and maybe even before that, because Cebu is wide open. You can just go to Cebu if you're fully vaccinated. You don't need an S-Pass. You don't need a swab test. You don't need nothing. You just need your vax certificate or your vaccination card. That's it. So I want to take her. She's never been to like Bantayan Island, Malapascua, Comodes, or anything like that. See, I want to show y'all why the Philippines is a working man's paradise, man. You come here, man, on a slim budget, man, and live like a king, man. This is one of the last few places for the working man. They phase us out. They're trying to phase us out. And so that's why I don't complain. I mean, I don't apologize. We didn't make the rules. They're like, oh, yeah, well, you going over there on that Social Security budget. Well, I'm not in America. I'm in the Philippines. When you're in the Philippines, you're in the Philippines. You're in America, you're in America. It doesn't make me any less of a man. It doesn't make me have any less money. It's just that this hard-working money, it's hard-working money that I have in my pocket goes a lot further here. He says, I can travel there with just 3 days quarantine since my wife is Filipino and we'll be together. Yeah. So did you come in on a ballot buying RC? Because remember, this is the reason I got that extra year, guys. And I went back and forth to Bacolod for a whole year and a half, and they didn't even know it. They never caught it. This young lady in JRC Consultancy, she caught it. She said that first year doesn't count towards your 36 months. It's a free year. I knew it was free as far as visa fees, but I didn't know it was free as far as toward my 36 months. But yeah, so man, I'm sitting here on cloud nine, man. You know, the boobies little. You know, I just moved into the house. I just didn't want to leave, man. You know, it's hard leaving the place. When you come to the Philippines, that's one thing you're going to understand. When you get to the airport, you're going to be your tears welling up in your eyes, man. I thought it was just me, but man, everybody I talked to is the same way. Okay. Yes, ballot ban. Well, good. So you know now that you don't have any fees. They're going to stamp. Make sure they stamp it ballot buying, because that was part of my problem. The first time I came over on a ballot buying, they stamped it ballot buying. This next time, they just wrote it in there. December 5th, 2018 to December the 5th, 2019. And that's probably why Bacolod didn't catch it. But this lady looked it up in the computer, the same computer that they've got. So you know that, yeah. Mr. G said, I asked my Filipino wife, what's the difference between a Filipino and a Filipino? Who is that? She responded, a Filipina is a female Filipino. That's all she meant. You know, the Filipina is the woman Filipino. That's all. What's up, Bobby G? Who is that? The workers? He said, Mr. G, LOL. Yeah, it's conducted. Do you got any crypto, Bobby? I know you into some investing too. I came back, man, and we got a border. My walls, it goes all the way around my house now, and they've even started digging in the back. So they must have watched that last video where I got in their behind for not doing anything. But it's not going to be done next week. Not with all that smoothing out and skimming and all that they have to do. Oh, okay, Bobby. He said, yeah. Dodgy coin to the moon. But that crypto is like anything else. It's a long term, right? Yeah, but if anybody that came on here late, I'm going to give a shout out to my homeboy, Daryl Griffith, Dr. Duncanstein, the Louisville legend. They're going to give him his roses while he lived and name a street after him in Louisville, Kentucky. If anybody follows college basketball, he helped bring Louisville their first men's basketball championship in 1980. He's a legend in Louisville. He's 5 years older than me, so he was always somebody I looked up to. Corman FMF says, a lady friend with 7-year-old has been told by the boss that she must have the jab or lose her job. Has a degree in human biology and understands the risk, terrified for her child, lives near Legazpi. Well, the Philippines, just the other day, they had this government vaccination program. They vaccinated 2.55 million people in one day. Now that they were already contemplating forced vaccine over here. Now it's getting closer and closer to being a mandate. I don't know if it ever reached that point, but they're seriously thinking about making it mandatory. And I don't know. You know, like I said, you're in the Philippines, man. This isn't America. Okay, Bobby G. If you want to come on and talk about your interest in that. Hey, John Waltrip. He said, hey, Calvin, love your channel. What do you know about Zamboanga City? Hell, I lived there for several years. I was there when the pandemic started. I was locked down there for 6 months. I know a lot about it. As a matter of fact, I did a video on it, kind of throwing darts at a lot of the myths about Zamboanga. It has a volatile reputation, but the government, the military, and the police have quieted it that area. I mean, they haven't had any problems in almost 9 years. I've never had any problems there. They've got a beautiful boulevard. If they ever develop it like Dumaguete, oh man. And then they've got Santa Cruz Island. It's like Sapaway is here. It's about a 8 or 10 minute boat ride. It's got pink. It's just a small island. It's got pink sand. But yeah, I know a lot about Zamboanga. And, you know, remember, Muslims are Filipinos first. That's just their religion. And they're not going to bother you, man. I'm more scared. I'm more afraid of the Christians than I am Muslims, to be honest with you. But yeah, you don't have anything to worry about. It's a lot of foreigners down there too. It's a lot of U.S. Navy SEALs, and it's a lot of U.S. military down there because they're helping, you know, fight the rebels down there, man. And, you know, I remember a long time ago. I'm trying to think. I said this in 2010. I said I wouldn't be surprised if United States drones wasn't in the Philippines, right? And come find out, drones are here. And when I was in Zamboanga during the pandemic, I was in a tricycle on the way to the mall, KCC Mall, which is right by the airport. Man, here come two of them damn, what they call them, phantom drones. Man, it's creepy looking, man. They come landing, you know, right in front of me. I could see him. Hey, believes in Edwin and Calvin. I just jumped off the hamster wheel working for AT&T. was 500 feet on the tile for 13 hours. Not easy. You in Chicago? Where are you, Belize and Edward? He said, if you're confused about Filipino, wait until you learn about Filipino and what the true national language of the Philippines is. Yeah. And that's what I mess with my girlfriend sometimes, and I call it Filipino. Yeah, Coleman FMF said there have been U.S. Army Special Force teams on Tower for more than 10 years. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of U.S. military here, as a matter of fact. They're in Palawan, too. Ever since they had that credible threat about Abu Sayyaf, kidnapping foreigners, they put some Navy SEALs down there. Okay. You're in Houston, Texas. But yeah, I wouldn't have any problems. They've got Paseo del Mar in Zamboanga City. If you go to Zamboanga, and it's like a strip of restaurants and bars. It's a strip and it sets like right in the ocean, but they got a strip of like concrete and stuff where it's really a nice site. And then right next to that is the Catholic Church. I can't think of that. I should be slapped. But it's real, real old. It was here during the Spanish times. Got a lot of history down there. It's, Asia's Spanish city. They speak Chavacano, and they got a lot of spicy foods down there. Hey, William, he says, I'm out, folks. My wheel isn't going to run itself. Yeah, I hear you guys, man. I just wanted to make sure I came back on here because the brownout shut me down. Iskandari says they have a channel here showing U.S. Special Forces and Philippine Special Forces games and training. Yeah, they're always here. And now there's more and more Navy ships coming in. When I was in Manila, 2016, when I was staying in Manila while I was here, I got a condominium. I went to the Mall of Asia and met a bunch of Navy guys. They had just came in. They want a carrier. I want to say the Roosevelt. I could be wrong. Hey, Philip Rogers said, great talking to everybody. I actually have to do work tomorrow, so good night. Thank you, Philip. I appreciate it. And yeah, I saw where there was another school shooting in America. I just wanted to kind of talk about that, man. I don't know what the cure is to that. The gun was bought legally. His father, I saw the picture of the little boy, man. He looks younger than 15. But I'm saying, how do we fix that? If you're miserable, hell, kill yourself. Don't kill, innocent people. I think the youngest girl that got killed was 14. It's heartbreaking. I've got children, man. I get teary-eyed when when my kids go to school, man, especially, when they were little, man. Yeah, I'm not worried about this, brother. Really, I don't care, to be honest with you. Thank you for that. But those guys are losers, and they're not going to get a second on my channel. But thank you, man. Yeah, that's all about jealousy. Of course, we like that kind of talk. That's why those channels stay around, because I wouldn't waste my time watching them. That's a fact. Malcolm Magnificent said, Dumaguete seems like a really nice city. I see why all the expats live there. Yeah, it's on another level now. That's why I call it the Magic City, because you're going to be shocked if you say, man, this little small place, it's got everything, though. Everything in that little small place. And then when you put the location, you see why I got it on my boobies acting up. my Expat Alley. It's the smallest city on Expat Alley, but it walks just as tall as any of the rest of those places. It's got everything Cebu's got, but those places got a little bit more, but it's got everything, man. You'll be shocked. You know, when you come to a little place like Dumaguete and they've got a Starbucks, among other places, they got a Bow's Coffee. I like Bow's Coffee. And it's another coffee place right there on that boulevard. That boulevard is all that, man. I mean, if you're going to come to, if you don't see anything else but the boulevard, it just has this overseas, it gives it that overseas feel, if you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it gives you that vacation feel. Hey, Seth Travel Vlogs, let me ask you, do you have any single friends who want to be on my dating game? Hey, Alvin, Reba Jr. said, hello, Calvin. I've enjoyed your vlog. Just want to say hello and thank you for the information you're giving. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support and following my channel. Yeah, do I hear Bow's Coffee? I like, yeah, Tom Tom's is the one I couldn't think of, Seth. It's right. It's on the, I think that's the one, actually. I don't believe it. Is there a Bow's Coffee on that boulevard, Seth? I was just in Dumaguete. I would have loved to met you and your husband. But yeah, I forgot. It's Tom Tom's Coffee. But I'm thinking it's a Bow's Coffee there too. I know Starbucks is there because I was at Starbucks and they've got that, man, that damn chocolate brownie, man, and then they put it in the microwave for about 5 seconds. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tess. He said, I'll PM you if they're single. Yeah. And want to be on the dating game. We're just going to have fun. He said, yeah, Buck needs a makeover for the new year. What, you get him a new wig, have him take that old wig he's wearing. All Buck's bald like me. He got that damn wig. Oh, yeah, Corman. Yeah, that Valencia now. Valencia's right outside. And this is another thing I forgot. I'm glad you brought this up. It's outside of Dumaguete. I would consider all these little places Dumaguete because they kind of run right into Dumaguete. They right on top of each other. You got Bacon. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's Bacong. Then you got where Stes lives. That's Darwin. Then you got Zamboanguita, Valencia, Chicharron. It's a bunch of little municipalities along that national highway. It's really nice. Okay, yeah, visitors. Okay. That's okay. I was just telling them how nice Dumaguete is. See, and if you don't want to live right in the city, you can live like where Seth lives in Darwin, like I said, Bacon, Chicharron, Dumaguete. I mean, Zamboanguita, Valencia. Now, Valencia is where a lot of foreigners live, so the rent is high. But in those other places, look at Seth's Travel Vlog. Go on her channel and look at where she lives. And they're paying about $600 a month. In America, that would easily be $5,000 a month. Hey, Mo, he says, hi, Calvin. Thank you for all that you do for us, but more importantly, for those in need. Yeah, I'm going to have to I didn't do my community pantry drawing yesterday because I was en route home. So we'll do it today at 1:00. Yeah, Brad Jones, he said the hot springs in Valencia are a must visit. Now, they've got a hot springs here. I mean, that it's that sulfuric water coming from the volcano. And man, I tell you, if you can stand that hot water and get in there with a book, I went a couple of times. I was here almost 2 years and never heard of it. So my knee started hurting. And a friend of my girlfriend said, yeah, go over here. And it's only like, if you take 10 people, it's only 100 pesos each, right? If you go by yourself, it's 500 pesos. Yeah, Valencia, yeah, it is cooler because you got to go up. Seth says it was 24 degrees this morning, and that's considered cool here in the Philippines. What's up, Daryl Fullmore? Nice to see you, brother. And Daryl Fullmore, he didn't get unlucky this time. He got a beautiful wife. But you've been unlucky a couple of times, haven't you, Daryl? Oh, yeah. Believes in heaven. Yeah, I heard about that. And, you know, it's just so easy to do. Thanks, Daryl Fullmore, for that super sticker over here. You have to be careful. I mean, if you just blow on these women, they'll get pregnant. But see, I think what he did was, I mean, I don't know what his motive was there, to be honest with you. I can't speak on it because I don't know him, but yeah, I heard about it. There's actually another guy too. Well, it's been several guys that do that. When I was living in Cebu, it was a black guy there who had, they were bringing some cases against him. He had 7 women, different women pregnant. Brad Jones, the springs here is right outside. Where's those springs, honey?
Oh.
What's the name? What barangay is those hot springs? It's about only maybe 10 minutes from here? Maybe 10 minutes from here, man. Okay, Seth says, my place here is really good for snorkeling and diving. The gals yesterday enjoyed 6 sea turtles. Wow. Now, you can see Apple Island from your place, right? You should be able to see it from all over Dumaguete, but I'm pretty sure you can, because when I stayed in Darwin. I want to give this guy a shout out. He's half Filipino, half German. His father's German, his mother's Filipina. And they bought this compound. They built a nice, beautiful house, and then they built this little kubo. They rent them both out on Airbnb, and it's in Darwin. It's facing Apple Island. I mean, it's nice, guys. It's cheap too. Hey, Link 1111. I'm gonna have to go back on there and on my Airbnb and find out the name of this young guy. Because what he does, he comes here 6 months and he lives in Germany 6 months. He looks like a Filipino, but his mother's Filipino and his father's German. Daryl Fullmore says, I've been very unlucky, but I guess God said enough and gave me an angel. Yeah, you certainly got an angel now. And that's what I said. If you're patient enough and you don't give up, there's an angel here for you, man. But if you come over here and get in a hurry, that's usually what's going to happen. Hey, Calvin, I heard of a guy that admitted he was a Pookie and Raya type. He said the Philippines changed him, and he's no longer that type. I asked him to give his story to help those who are suffering. What do you mean a Pookie and a Raya? What's that mean? That's new, see? I'm not hip, guys. I'm telling you, I'm as square as they come, man. My kids, I used to be hip when I was younger, but man, I'm square as hell now. G. Rich says, that's why I say safe sex. If the girl had practiced that, all 8 would not be pregnant. But see, you can't blame the women, because what the women do here, the one thing that I can say about Filipinos is they're too trusting. And that may, that's a good trait, but it's also one that's bad. They want to give these guys the benefit of the doubt, and a lot of times it's the wrong guys, and that's usually what happens. But it'll come back on him. Imagine he's got to have some type of conscience, and imagine once they kick him out of here, see, you don't miss a good thing until it's gone. Elvin Brown said, I wish I thought about that 20 years ago, 6 months here, 6 months there. I was going to try to do it, but I just fell in love with the place. I said, and then for me, the plane ride is just too damn long. I just said, I might as well just stay here. And I threw away my plan B. I said, I'm staying. And it was full speed ahead. There's no looking back. And when I go home and visit, probably when this, when my visas really come to an end, I'm going to go home for a couple of weeks and come back. But somebody said on one of my live streams, they said, well, damn, just jump off the wheel and go on and do what it is you're going to do. Well, no, it was a video I saw today. Somebody sent me a video, and they were interviewing this black guy. He asked me, he said, do you know Tommy Lee Davis? And I said, no, I don't know him. He's a black guy. He's 70 years old. He lives on Sikiho Island. I said, because he lives on Sikiho Island, I'm going to meet him the next time I go to Sikiho. But that's what he said. He said, he sent me the video because he said, everything that you talk about, Calvin, this guy is bearing witness to. He said, y'all don't even know each other. He was talking about how free he is over here, how safe he feels. He said, they asked him and said, any advice for anybody that's, it's on the fence? He said, well, hell, just jump off the hamster wheel and come on over here. What I told y'all, don't look back. And he says the best decision. He's been here 11 years. He says, imagine that would make him around the same age as me. He said when he did that for good, he said it's the best decision he made. And I have to bear witness and say it is. But 6 months here wasn't enough for me, Elvin Brown. Oh, thugs. Okay. Well, the Philippines is certainly going to change you. I don't care who you are. You can be the hardest thug. It's going to change you. You can't change the Philippines, but the Philippines is going to change you. Oh, okay, yeah. Pookie and Ray Ray, yeah. Okay. Azul Lumco said, good day, Sir Calvin. This is Lissy. Hey, Lissy. Now, who's Lissy? One of my Filipino subscribers. I love him. Daryl Fulmer says, Dumaguete looked nice. Seeing the cruise boat just had me dreaming. Yeah, man, I tell you. The pier is right there. See, everything's right there. And it's not that, I get a chill every time I pull into Dumaguete. I don't care if it's on one of them old slow. I don't ride those slow ferries anymore. I have to get on the ocean jet, and it pulls up, and you get off, and you're on the pier, and you see that big welcome to Dumaguete pier sign, and the sun is shining. Man, it just gives me a feeling. The light says, hey, Calvin, what advice would you give a 30-year-old who wants to go to the Philippines for a couple of years? Any advice for me? Yeah, I would say make sure you hang around one of the expat alley, one of the main cities. But, there's a big backpack community over here in the Philippines. And if you ever run up on a backpacker, man, stop and talk to him, buy him a cup of coffee. These people they're the ones that knows ins and outs. they've been all over the Philippines. They do it on the cheap. If you're trying to do it on the cheap. But yeah, if you want to come here I would say move to Cebu and move somewhere near IT Park, because I'm going to tell you, for a young person here, man, Cebu is, man, the hip place to be. Go to Tagaytay, like he's talking about, where I went to. But I would say that's up in Luzon. That's a little bit north of Manila. But yeah, I'd come here and I'd come to Cebu. But then again, it doesn't matter if you're 30 or 80. You got to see as much of this place as you possibly can. And that's a fact. Well, Dana, you're right. I should say affordable when I talk about that. That's just a habit of man. It has nothing to do with quality. As you can see, my house is very affordable, but there's nothing cheap about it. But so, yeah, you're right. But I think people who know me know what I'm talking about. G. Rich says the hardest problem of jumping off the hamster wheel is that you have to be capable to take care of yourself once you do. Jump off at a young age would be bad if you're not prepared. Well, you'd be surprised what you can do if you have to do it. Sometimes, believe it or not, being on that hamster wheel can be just as bad as being off of it. Believe it or not. I wish I'd have jumped off a long time ago. See, but you're right. You have to be prepared. But now's the time to get prepared. If I could do it all over again, I'd have jumped off when I was 30. To be honest with you. AC King said, Calvin, are there many women like Sess over there, or is she an exception? Smart and beautiful with a good, fun personality. She's what most of us will be looking for when we get there. The great news is the Philippines is overrun with women like Sess. What most men like about Filipinas is their disposition, their view of the world. We come over here, we're beat down, everything we're cynical, and they show us a new way, man. I'm gonna tell you, that's one thing that you're gonna love about Filipinos, besides all the other stuff. It's their disposition. It's like, why are these people so damn happy over here? He said, the light says, I'm thinking Cebu or Davao. Should I try to make friends with Filipinos? I'm not sure about that. Would they envy me if I'm living the hot guy life? Absolutely not. They're not going to envy you because they're too busy doing, real life stuff. And if you're living that hot guy life, you're going to be around Filipinos who have just as much, if not more than you. When I was, that's what really got me to make that video about a foreigner's rich in the Philippines. You'll be surprised because I was sitting there drinking my vanilla latte in Starbucks on the boulevard in Dumaguete, and these two trucks pull up, fancy trucks, big trucks. One of them, the driver that gets out, is a young guy. He couldn't have been no more than I'm going to say he was about 25. And, of course, he got the beautiful Filipino with him. And then I guess this is his mother and father or her mother and father. It's an older couple, and they're looking good. And, they're together. And I was like, you see that all the time. You see well-to-do Filipinos here. This is their country, man, and these are the people that you watch. They're the ones who stayed here and made it. They didn't have to leave and go off as OFWs or get married and go somewhere to become successful. They stuck it out and said, hey, it's my country. If I can't make it here, I can't make it anywhere else. So you're going to see a lot of people like that. And if you really want to know how to live and where to go, see, you walk up on somebody like that and you ask them, or you just watch them. They'll show you what to do. Bryce Wetzel says, you still go to Cebu for the first time if you're 7 years old or somewhere else. I go to Cebu because the welcome is so much warmer. There's only really 3 places that you can fly directly into from, the United States, in most of these countries. Even though you're going to see where you can fly into General Santos from Vietnam. I'm talking about coming from the West. It's Manila, Clark, and Cebu. And they'll tell you Davao, but you're going to fly into Manila, Cebu first. Okay. But after you fly in there, if you're 70, I would say you're probably better off in Dumaguete, because Dumaguete, even though it's in Expat Alley, it has a small town feel to it. It's not as big, and it's, it can overburn at Cebu. But as far as flying in there, getting your feet wet, and then I would catch the ferry to Dumaguete. It's 4 hours, the ocean jet, but they stop off in Bohol, because Dumaguete, you're going to see a whole lot older expats there. You're going to feel more comfortable, and you're going to be able to fit in a whole lot quicker there. Yeah, he says, no, I'd say Dumaguete, but you can't fly right into Dumaguete. Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier, Corman FML. I don't care how many times you've been here. You're only coming here for 2 to 3 months. You don't get the Philippines. You can't get it. You only get this place and only appreciate it and be like, man, this is a gem. This is like a hot new stock, a hot new crypto after you be here for a long time. Because when you come here for 2 or 3 weeks, I don't care if you've been here 20 times, but the most you've been here is 2, 3 weeks a month. You're not going to get it, man. This place, it takes a long time to get it. Time seems like it's staying still. Stuff starts making sense to you, why things work over here when they're not supposed to be working. Remember, Filipinos, man, they're some of the most patient people on the planet. They outlasted the Spanish. They waited them out for 350 years. Then waited the Americans out for another, 50 years to get their country back, man. There's a lot that you can see and get out of that if you take your time and look at. I see strength, man, out of that. See, some people come over and all they see is poverty. Well, you're not looking close enough, man. You're not looking close enough. You don't get it. You don't get this place. And while a lot of them, they don't want to go to America and places like that. A lot of people, some people, that 10%, those are the ones who take one for the team. They go over there simply to help their families. They really don't want to go, but they don't have another choice. But the other 90%, they love it here. But he's right. He said, I always start in Cebu, man. That Manila is just so crazy, man. I tell you. And this is true, too. He said there are a lot of Jason Will says, a lot of young travel vloggers in the Philippines jump-started their careers. Some end up staying because of their followers. And the way that you're welcome here, Jason. Honey, what's that smell? You smell that? Is somebody in there in the bathroom? You can't put a price on being welcome someplace. And then when you throw in all the rest of the stuff, but being welcome 8,000 miles away, I'm talking about absolutely welcome, a genuine welcome Where when I'm riding the bus, nobody's looking at me like, oh, look at this foreign on the bus. They're not looking at me. I'm invisible, really. Man, that puts the Philippines way at the top. You don't have, I'm walking around on that big boulevard, and I'm pretty sure there were some bad guys out there, gangs of people. They're not going to bother you, man. Now, will I sleep outside in Tondo? No. Iskandari says, if you get off that wheel, make sure you have strong passive income or some type of online businesses, if no type of retirement support. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Iskandari. They need to do that now. Don't wait. See, we've been following this rule that you have to be 62 to retire. Waiting to jump off the hamster wheel. Look, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not condoning drug dealers or nothing like that, man. It's young millionaires over there selling drugs, but they're on their own hamster wheel. And I'm saying to myself, well, when is enough is enough? Why don't you take some of that money and leave before the police get you? Because they're going to get you. You go around the block in these fancy cars, man. See, that's what I'm saying. No one says that you have to be 62 to jump off the hamster wheel. Get you a hustle. Do it now. I'm not saying sell drugs. Start investing in Bitcoin. Work 2 jobs now since you're young, you're healthy, you got all that energy, and save your money. Quit buying all that stupid stuff that y'all buying, only for it to be in the closet somewhere later on. He says, I'm 32 from New York, and I've been in the Philippines for a total of 4 years. You have to set a plan. Yeah, and execute it. And you'd be surprised what you're capable of. But if you're living the life that somebody else designed, well, good luck. You're going to be on that hamster wheel till you're 62. On that job at Ford, on that concrete in that factory, until you're broken down. Then when you finally get out, you can't enjoy it. See, G. Rich said, watching you, Calvin, got me to thinking about it hard and have conversations with my wife about it. Like I keep telling her, I'm getting older. I want to be able to enjoy the rest of my life stress-free. And now's the time to talk about it. Do you believe Cebu is better than Davao? Well, there's no one place better than the other. Davao's a great place too. T.J. Johnson, he's gone back to America. He was here on his job, man. He loved it in Davao. I love Davao. I'm just saying that Davao doesn't have an IT park like Cebu. See, a young person, man, Cebu, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm an older guy. I love Cebu. It's just so much to do in Cebu. And by the time you see all of Cebu, not just Cebu City, but Cebu Island, hell, your couple of years will be up. And then you come back and go somewhere else. But Cebu is centrally located. You go to Bohol, an hour and a half away. Then when you're in Bohol, you're only an hour and a half away from Dumaguete and a lot of these other places. And then, you got that big, new, bright, shiny, renovated airport in Cebu. One of the best in Asia now. You can fly to Boracay in 40 minutes. You're never over an hour really from anywhere in the Philippines, especially when you're in Cebu. See, it's different than being up north in Manila. If I fly from Manila to Zamboanga, the airtime is 1 hour and 40 minutes, meaning from the time it taxis to it takes off to it lands, and and it goes to the arrival, is 1 hour and 40 minutes. Doesn't take that long. But from Cebu to Zamboanga, it's a 35 minutes. You're there. See? Elvis, stride on, man. That's a nice, I hope I'm saying that right. That's a nice name. He said, I work for the city of New York and retired after 20 years with a full pension for the rest of my life and been retired for over 20 years. Yeah, I've got another friend that did that. That's a great deal there now. If you can do that. My buddy Franz, he did the same thing. That's a hell of a deal, see. It's not many places you can do that anymore, though. But if you can, why not? Work 20 years. Okay, you go. He's young. I don't even think he's 40. I'm thinking, he's like 39 or something. Why not do that? The military, if you can handle that. And see, you're onto something here, my Philippines exploration. We just come from a materialistic society where everything is based on money. I mean, some of the most wicked, ugliest people, and I'm not talking about ugly looks, I'm talking about the personality, are looked up to and, idolized simply because they got money, and everything's based on money. Buck said Davao has the prettiest women and is known as the safest city in the Philippines. Pick Davao. Well, if you've never been here, Buck, it is one of the safest places in the world, not just the Philippines. Okay. But when it comes to being a 30-year-old, Cebu has something totally different for a 30-year-old that Davao hasn't. Now, if he's older, like that 70-year-old guy that says, hey, do you think I should fly right into Cebu first? Yeah. Davao or Dumaguete if you're older expat. Hey, Retired 2019, thanks for the super chat. So Calvin, I just spent the past month visiting Virginia Beach, Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. It took 59 years for me to enjoy life, man. You right there with me, and all those places you're talking about have beautiful beaches. Why not enjoy it? If you don't enjoy life now, when are you going to enjoy it, guys? That's all I'm saying. When are you going to enjoy it? No one says you have to be 62 to get off the hamster wheel. There's my buddy Franz Proccio Jr. Thanks for joining me, brother. Thanks for the super chat. Said, what's up, Calvin? I'm off the hamster wheel. Can't wait for the Philippines. How old are you, Franz? I know you did that 20 years just like the other gentleman. You got that sweet deal, too. To be honest with you. What's up, Robert? You didn't tell me you was in Thailand, man. I'm mad at you. Yeah, you're right. Anthony, one of my subscribers, I won't say his last name, but Anthony, he said the same thing. He said it's a nice place. He said Angeles City's got it going on up there. As far as, infrastructure and everything, restaurants, because a lot of retired servicemen are up there. You got to have patience here. Without patience here, you're not going to make it. Ray Tape said, what is the best mode of transportation if you don't plan on driving? Well, because the Philippines is surrounded by water, if you're not going to drive, in most cities, they're going to have jeepneys, they're going to have buses, they're going to have tricycles. It just depends on where you live. See, here in San Carlos City, I have to take the tricycle because there's no jeepney, there's no buses. But they got vans, too, that you can rent. Or they got these vans where instead of riding a bus, you ride a van. So that would be the best mode of transportation. It's a little bit more expensive than the bus, but you get a lot more comfort. But because the Philippines is surrounded by water, I always use the ferries and the fast crafts, depending on where I'm going. But if you talk about just a mode of transportation getting around, I would say those tricycles, those paddy cabs, He's Alvin J. Reber Jr. said, my dad was in the fields as a merchant marine. Said he loved the Philippines. It was a green country and the people were nice, though he didn't like Manila. Well, hell, are you sure I'm not your daddy? Because that's what I feel about it. It's so green here, man. I've got pictures I took yesterday. I'm going to put some of them up on my community page, man. Link 1111, you probably 1111, right? He said, Calvin, the most inspirational moments that you share with us is when you tell us to not take Filipinos for granted and to leave our bullshit behind, because if we don't, it can destroy us. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a lot of your thinking is going to work over here, but most of it doesn't, because we're coming from a whole different perspective over there. When you come over here, a lot of the things that you're looking at, man, it's not really what you're seeing. And if you look, if you just, it takes a while to do that though, okay? But if you just try to have an open mind and say, just because something's not new and it's not up to your standards, doesn't mean that the people are poor. It doesn't mean that. The Philippines is a way of life, guys. And that's what you have to get. It took me a long time to realize that. It's a way of life. It's not like it is in America. You know, they don't have a whole lot of categories over here. The likes of Calvin, I've seen a lot of videos of Philippines investing in infrastructure. Could be a first world country before this century is over. Yeah, I would say. That's why I said this is like getting in on a good stock, on getting on the ground floor of a good stock. Duterte's got this build. And from 2009 to now, when I first started coming over, it's a tremendous difference. Yeah, thinking about it, man. He said anything to get out of here, man. I don't blame you. Mr. K said, I'm already 62. I can't go back. I'm not going back, man. No matter where I am, I'm going to be happy. And that's my number one goal, guys. I'm not going to work for anybody anymore. I'm not going to do that. That's not a good plan. That's somebody else's plan. I'm not going to have a 30-year mortgage and all that other stupid stuff that we buy into over there, that we think is a good deal. No, I'm not talking. No, I wasn't condoning that. I was just saying that drug dealers aren't the only young guys that got money over there. That was just a reference to say, I know drug dealers personally when I used to be in that gang. I don't know them now. Who had one guy got caught with $500,000 in his house. I'm like, 500? You give me 500,000, man. You wouldn't have to worry about the police. Interpol couldn't find me. There's so many places on this planet I could be. That's all I'm saying. They're on their own hamster wheel. Believe it or not. I'm saying we always got this set amount of money we think that we need, and that keeps us grinding out there. There's places that you need far less, man. And if you're young now, if you're that 30-year-old guy, the light, I would start looking for some alternative ways now. And that's what I tell my kids. My daughter's 25, and she's always all day complaining. I said, you're only 25. You need to start coming up with some type of game plan for your life. Whereas at 30, you won't have these same problems. You know, you don't have to wait till you're 55 to retire, all of that. I tell any young person that's looking at me now, get off that factory floor, man, you know, as soon as you can. Let it do for you what it needs to do for you. But then you get off that factory floor, man. I'm tired of seeing people beat up over here. And some guy was a foreigner yesterday, was riding the bus with me. He got off about an hour before I did. And don't you know he had a nice guy, man, but he had to back down the steps to get off the bus because he was having back problems. He was beat up, man, from that hamster wheel over there, guys. Yeah, here's another video I made. Thanks to Beach of Life. This guy's a techie. He can find these videos. I can't even find them myself. Expat Alley, my top 10 cities for first-time visitors to the Philippines. No, thank you, brother. Malcolm Magnificent, this is a great point. He said, I like the idea of Cebu because there will be a lot of people there that speak English. Who can speak English? It doesn't mean that they're going to speak English, though, but you're right about that. Especially that, I'm trying to think of the name of the barangay that the IT park is in. I can never think of it. But it's where Mavisa Gardens is, also that condominium community that I tell you guys to stay at when you get here. You can get a nice condominium for about $20 a night. 2 swimming pools, weight room, clubhouse, right up the street from a mall, 5 minutes from SM Mall, 5 minutes from Ayala Mall. I can't think of the name of that barangay. Yeah. Pamplona Kid, yeah. Now see, in all truthfulness, PH is the best place to live if you have the means. He said, if you ask these OFWs on where they like to be, then most of them would rather stay home. Yeah, I just said that. They just don't have a choice. Yeah. But remember I say I worked all these years for America. Now it's time for America to start working for me. See, that means that good pension you have over there, the good health care, the good everything, education and all that. At some point, you got to let it start working for you. And in a country like the Philippines, man, it will work for you. And you don't have to apologize for it because you didn't make the rules. I don't apologize. I don't listen to those guys and say, oh, you're a loser because you left America. America's not the measuring stick anymore for me. It's not the standard for me anymore. If you want to earn a lot of money, yeah, it would be a lot of opportunity. But as far as being stress-free and all that sort of stuff, now America's not the standard for me anymore. No, they're everywhere. But see, here's the mistake you're going to make. He says, link 1111 says, Calvin, where can we find peanuts like Filipino P over there? Would you say they are in the province area and not in the city? No, see, when you come over here and it's good to have a certain type of woman that you're looking for in your man. But there's many like her over here. What makes her the exception is her willingness to talk about certain content. That's really what makes her the exception. But as far as being attractive and intelligent and well-spoken, man, they're all over the place here. Hey, Simply Actors, I haven't seen you in a while. She said, just passing by and say hello. Thank you. Yeah, I love the China Joy before it's over. I've been over here for 3 years. I actually left the United States December the 3rd. I arrived here in the Philippines December the 5th. So tomorrow will be 3 years I've been here, man. I've lost so many of my friends, man. I'm talking about one guy was reading his he got murdered. They found him shot in the street. I was shocked. He was 55. One of my best friends OD'd He was 57. My best friend of all times just died last year, May 2020. So that would have made him 57. He died of a heart attack. See, that would have been me, guys, if I'd have stayed over there. Hey, simply ask Cal, your house looks so beautiful. Congratulations, my friend, and mission accomplished, my friend. Your daughter will be proud of you. Thank you. But we got a lot more things to do, simply. When I leave, I don't want my children over here to have to worry about anything. So, we got a few more things we trying to do that we're going to do, because I'm not going back over there to live. My life is over here now. But it's good to see you. I was wondering, I hope I didn't say anything to offend you. I hope your work schedule kept you away. Franz says, I'm 42. Wow, you're young, man. Imagine being 42 over here with a lifetime pension, money in the bank. Man, you would be the envy of millions, brother. I'm telling you. John Gomez said, because I managed my money and was qualified to retire at 55, I did it. Now I make more money now than when I was working. Yeah, go figure. And see, this is what I'm talking about, John Gomez. You'd have never known that until you got off the hamster wheel. At some point, you got to get off there. I love that John said, enjoy it before it's over, because you're going to die and you're going to be dead for a long time. What little we know of death, life should be a paradise. That's William Shakespeare. That's one of my favorite quotes by him, because it's so true. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what kind of beliefs you got. What little we know of death, man. Every day should be a party. And that's what it is with me, man. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, Thomas. I did 20 years in the Army and retired at 55. See, I'm not going to beat up myself anymore, man. I'm glad I seen the light. And that's a fact. Yeah, I'm on my laptop, Iskandari. Hold on. I can get to it. Yeah, that's a good. He wants me to show y'all this picture he sent me. Now, this is the picture I told you that's in my mind, that it can never be erased. This is exactly what I saw. I'm serious. I told you I was asleep and I couldn't remember anything else. Let me see. Let me find it real quick. He's in my, let me see. I think his name is, you're under your real name under her video. If I can find you in here. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to show you guys something. This is crazy. He sent this to me. I've got to download it first. But this is the exact picture that I saw. I don't know if I can show y'all. This, to be honest with you. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can. I'm going to try to put it here. I don't know if it'll let me. But this is what I saw, guys. Right here. In my mind. Are they letting me do that? Yeah. Click that link right there, guys. If it'll let you. Because I can't put the picture. It won't let me post the picture. Iskandari. But this is exactly the picture. He's got a picture of the Tall volcano sitting right in the middle of Tall Lake. This is the exact image I saw in my mind from 2010. I didn't remember anything else, guys. I was so sleepy. That 1,000-pound gorilla was on my back. And all I remember was going to Dumaguete, just the tour they give you and coming back. I'm sitting there waiting on the bus. I'm going in and out. I'm nodding in and out like I'm on heroin or something. And I look out. I guess I'm in Batangas. I don't know where I am. And I see this volcano, man. It freaked me out, man. Hey, Filipino Raquel De Los Santos. What's up, Sam Champion? He said they're all over Philippines. Just ask around. The locals know who they are and where they are. Servio Madera says, good evening from Massachusetts. Congratulations, my brother. You're doing a great job. Thank you for all your great advices and for being so honest. I wish you the best success in your channel. Thank you, Servio, man. It means a lot, man. And I think the universe paid me back with that surprise because it was the biggest shock I've seen in a long time. No one saw that coming. I didn't, by the way. Because I had been going back and forth to Bacala to immigration for a year and a half. They never told me. But to be honest with you, they didn't stamp it ballot bound. They wrote it in. And if you're not looking for it, but they're not trying to look for it because it's in their system. It has to be in their system. If the lady at the private immigration service saw it, they had to saw it. Hey, Franz Prasio Jr., thanks for the super chat. Said, like I told you, Cal, I'll be very low key when I get there. It don't matter, man. Just the fact that you're over here at 42, living your best life, is great. He said, Robert says, how's your son in Zamboanga? Have you heard anything? Yeah, I was FaceTiming him the other day. But see, he's never online like he used to because they got him doing these modules over here, and they won't let him get online. That's the sister doing that, knowing that I want to, talk to him. Yeah, Evan says, I'm 38. I'm ready to retire. I don't blame you, man. If I was you, I'd take some kind of chances. You're 38 with Bitcoin and all that stuff because if you lose hell, you still got plenty of years to recoup that money. Oh, okay. LA Detroit said wife is watching also. First time she saw you in a new house. She is very happy for you. Tell your wife thank you. I was just telling my girlfriend today, believe it or not, I was out there stretching, doing my exercises, and it still hasn't hit me really. This was a lifelong dream of mine since I've been coming to the Philippines, LA Detroit, was to build me a house here. I tell y'all all the time that my son's mother, she built my son and her family a beautiful house up in the province, and I didn't, up until 2021, I didn't have a brick in the ground. And I was ashamed of that. I was determined to do it. And I told her today, I said, I still can't believe it, that we built this house. It's really astonishing, man, to me. It was like one day we didn't have it. It seemed like the next day I had it. Hey, Gleason Baker, good to see you, brother. Oh, yeah. This must be some kind of troll. I don't know any, believe it or not. I only know one trans over here. Well, I know two now, Sammy, but I only know one. I forgot her name. She does my girlfriend's hair. But other than that, no, Dumaguete's not an old age home. No, absolutely not. You'll be shocked on, okay, remember, you got the strip that runs like this. Let's just say north and south. No, let's say east and west. But then you got these boulevards and streets that run north and south that are feeding into the boulevard. This is where the Filipino bars and clubs are. Man, they be partying, man. I'm talking about to 3, 4, 5 in the morning, because when I go, okay, if I'm in San Carlos and I'm going to see my son in Zamboanga, I have to go to Dumaguete and catch the ferry, the two-go. And then I'll catch a tricycle over to the pier. And it'd be 2, 3 in the morning, man. They still party, you know. And one time the ferry didn't leave. I had to go back about 5 o'clock. They still out in the street, man. Friday night, Saturday night. No, it's not an old folks' home. They be partying, man. Hey, what's going on? 3, 4, 5 adventures. Yeah, guys, I got about 4 minutes. My girlfriend's not feeling good. She just came from the doctor. And then I've got to go to the store. She went to the store and didn't get anything. No paper towels, no nothing. I want to thank y'all so much for your patience today, because it was a brownout. Anybody didn't know. And shut me down, so I started another live stream. For coming back, I really appreciate that. Thank you for your super stickers, your super chats, your thumbs up, guys. How many thumbs up we got right now? Scott Anderson said, hit the thumbs up. How many we got? Oh, my God. That would be something, wouldn't it, Scott? Hey, Philippines, my paradise, that's Ned, my buddy, said, good luck and best regards, Cal. Yeah, I tell you what, guys. Come here, booby. Come here, boo. Come here. Come here. Say bye to everybody. Wave bye to everybody. Say, wave, boo. She wants to be shy now. Go on then. No, you won't say bye to everybody. Okay. Say bye-bye, boo. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye-bye. She's looking at herself. Say bye. She says it all the time, guys. I really appreciate everybody, man. Yeah, I got to get off here. Stay safe. Stay COVID-free. Look for my next vlog. I'm going to go tonight. They've got a Christmas thing tonight. I'm going to show y'all Christmas in the Philippines. And then I'll do another vlog, I guess. I'm doing my vlogs later in the day when y'all are up over in America. But I'm going to show you what Christmas is like here, man. It's a big deal here, especially in San Carlos, man. They've got some decorations and lights and stuff, man. It makes me, it reminds me of when I was a little kid. But take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. Say bye-bye, booby. Say bye-bye, boo. Okay.